Hello, America. This is your host, JOC, and welcome to another explosive episode of Ranting Politics Headline Updates, where we break down the biggest stories rocking Washington and beyond. We've got a power-packed show for you today. President Trump is making waves with his bombshell decision to declassify the long-sealed JFK, RFK, and MLK assassination files. Everything's finally coming out into the light. We'll also dive into the legal showdown over Trump's Birthright Citizenship order, the massive 5-year federal funding ban slapped on EcoHealth Alliance, and a heated confrontation between Trump and Bank of America's CEO that's got Wall Street buzzing. Plus, with Los Angeles literally burning, Congress is pushing through a controversial forest management bill that's got both sides fired up. Buckle up, folks. This is going to be a wild ride through today's biggest political headlines. In a stunning move that's been 61 years in the making, President Trump has signed an executive order to finally unveil the truth behind 3 of America's most controversial assassinations. The Post Millennial reports that Trump put pen to paper Thursday afternoon, setting in motion the complete declassification of files related to the deaths of President John F. Kennedy, his brother Robert F. Kennedy, and civil rights icon Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Everything will be revealed, Trump declared to reporters after signing what he called a big one. This isn't just another routine document dump. We're talking about files that have been locked away for generations, with some dating back to that fateful day in Dallas, November 1963, when JFK was gunned down in his motorcade. The executive order sets an aggressive timeline, giving intelligence agencies just 15 days to present a plan for releasing the JFK files and 45 days for the RFK and MLK documents. It's worth noting that Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Trump's pick to head Health and Human Services, has long maintained that the CIA was involved in his uncle's assassination. This move marks a complete reversal from the previous administration's stance. While Biden had continued to certify delays in releasing these documents through 2021, 2022, and 2023, Trump's order explicitly states that continued secrecy is not consistent with the public interest, and the release of these records is long overdue. For those who've spent decades demanding transparency about these pivotal moments in American history, this could finally be the moment of truth they've been waiting for. The families of these legendary figures and the American people will soon have access to what Trump calls transparency and truth about these watershed moments that forever changed the course of our nation. A major setback for the Trump administration today as a Seattle federal judge has put the brakes on one of the president's most controversial Day 1 executive orders. Senior U.S. District Judge John Coffenauer didn't mince words when he temporarily blocked Trump's attempt to end birthright citizenship, calling the order blatantly unconstitutional. The judge, a Reagan appointee with over 4 decades on the bench, seemed particularly frustrated with the Justice Department's defense of the order. During the hearing, he told DOJ lawyer Brett Shumate that he could hardly believe a member of the bar would argue for the constitutionality of such an order, saying it boggles my mind. The lawsuit brought by Washington, Arizona, Illinois, and Oregon is just one of 5 legal challenges filed since Trump declared that children born to illegal immigrants after February 19th would no longer automatically receive American citizenship. At stake are the futures of approximately 150,000 children born annually who would be affected by this policy change. The heart of the legal battle centers on the 14th Amendment, which clearly states that all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens. The judge has issued a 14-day temporary restraining order while considering a preliminary injunction. Speaking from the Oval Office, Trump vowed to appeal the decision, taking a shot at the venue of the ruling. Obviously, we'll appeal it. They put it before a certain judge in Seattle, I guess, right? And there's no surprises with that judge. For now, though, birthright citizenship remains firmly protected under the Constitution, just as it has been for over 150 years. In a major development that's sending shockwaves through the scientific community, the Department of Health and Human Services has dropped the hammer on EcoHealth Alliance and its former president, Peter Daszak, banning them from receiving federal funding for the next 5 years. This bombshell decision comes after the organization failed to properly report potentially dangerous gain-of-function research experiments conducted at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. According to the New York Post's reporting, this wasn't just some minor oversight. The House Oversight Committee's investigation revealed that EcoHealth Alliance and Davos repeatedly and willingly violated multiple requirements of their multi-million-dollar NIH grant. We're talking about serious violations here. They ignored government oversight requests, failed to report dangerous experiments, and submitted a required research report 2 years late. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer didn't hold back, calling this decision justice for the American people. The investigation uncovered that back in 2019, EcoHealth Alliance received over $4 million for a project called Understanding the Risk of Bat Coronavirus Emergence. But here's where it gets interesting. They modified novel bat coronaviruses and made them 10,000 times more infectious for research on lab mice, without properly reporting these activities to NIH. The timing of this ban is particularly significant given the ongoing debate about COVID-19's origins. While EcoHealth's research hasn't been directly linked to the outbreak, the House Oversight Committee noted that a lab-related incident involving gain-of-function research remains the most likely origin of the pandemic. This 5-year debarment sends a clear message about the consequences of playing fast and loose with potentially dangerous research protocols and taxpayer dollars. A dramatic showdown unfolded at the World Economic Forum when President Trump publicly called out Bank of America CEO Brian Moynihan over alleged discrimination against conservative customers. Trump didn't mince words, telling Moynihan that while he's done a fantastic job overall, the bank needs to start opening its doors to conservatives who've been complaining about being shut out of banking services. This wasn't just a casual observation. Trump directly challenged both Bank of America and JP Morgan, suggesting there might be regulatory pressure from the Biden administration behind these practices. When confronted, Moynihan notably sidestepped the issue, pivoting instead to discuss the upcoming World Cup sponsorship. The accusations aren't coming out of nowhere. Bank of America has faced multiple allegations of discriminatory practices against conservatives in recent years. Take the case of Timothy II Project International, a religious organization that had their account suddenly restricted and then closed, with the bank providing no clear explanation beyond saying they were engaged in a type of business that they had chosen not to service. Bank of America has strongly denied these allegations, stating they serve over 70 million clients and welcome conservatives, insisting they never close accounts for political reasons. JP Morgan echoed these sentiments, emphasizing they don't have a political litmus test for their services. But with 15 state attorneys general having called out the bank's alleged discriminatory behavior and multiple reports of conservative organizations facing similar issues, the controversy isn't likely to die down anytime soon. The exchange highlighted the growing tension between major financial institutions and conservative customers, raising serious questions about political discrimination in banking services. With Trump bringing this issue to the forefront at such a high-profile event, it's clear this debate over fair access to banking services isn't going away anytime soon. In a significant legislative move, the House has just passed the Fix Our Forests Act with substantial bipartisan support, voting 279-141 in favor. This marks one of the first major bills to clear the lower chamber under Trump's new presidency, aimed at dramatically overhauling forest management practices across the country. The legislation promises to speed up environmental reviews and cut through red tape that's been holding up forest management projects. It's also designed to put a stop to what supporters call frivolous lawsuits that have been blocking necessary forest maintenance work. The timing couldn't be more critical, with Los Angeles currently battling devastating fires that have claimed over 24 lives and caused billions in damage. However, this isn't just a simple solution to a complex problem. Environmental groups are pushing back hard, claiming the bill's name is misleading. Organizations like Defenders of Wildlife argue this is really just a gift to the timber industry, warning it could lead to excessive logging of fire-resistant trees and harm endangered species. Their vice president, Robert Dewey, didn't pull any punches, calling it a bill of goods that prioritizes lumber interests over actual fire prevention. Meanwhile, House Speaker Mike Johnson has pointed fingers at Democratic leadership in Los Angeles and California, accusing them of mismanaging the wildfire situation. He specifically called out decisions that left a reservoir empty and allowed forest debris to accumulate near residential areas. According to Johnson, this bill will step in to do what California's governor wouldn't: restore forest health and build up community resilience against wildfires. The bill's future isn't guaranteed, though. While it's cleared the House, it still needs to make its way through the Senate, where it previously stalled out. With the current crisis in Los Angeles, where 31,000 people have been forced to evacuate from a new blaze in Castaic, the pressure is mounting for the upper chamber to take action. And that wraps up another packed episode of Ranting Politics Headline Updates. From Trump's bombshell declassification of the JFK files, a judge-blocking Birthright Citizenship order, to the EcoHealth Alliance ban, Trump berating the World Economic Forum, and to the ongoing forest management battles in California, we've covered the full spectrum of today's political landscape. These stories are still developing, and you know we'll be right here to bring you the latest twists and turns as they unfold. Remember to follow us on X at RantingRP for real-time updates and commentary, and head over to rantingpolitics.com for deep dives into all these stories and more. Prefer YouTube? We have you covered there now as well on our all-new Ranting Politics YouTube channel. Until next time, keep your eyes on the headlines and your mind on the truth. We'll see you tomorrow with another round of the day's biggest political stories. This is JOC, signing off, and thank you, our loyal listeners, for choosing Ranting Politics Headline Updates. We'll be back soon with the updates you need to navigate these interesting times. Until then, stay tuned, stay informed, and as always, stay free.
Hey, you brilliant inventors and creators. Have you crafted a product that's ready to break out from the digital world and hit the physical shelves? Imagine your creation sitting proudly in stores like Walmart, Target, and Home Depot, where 90% of purchases still happen. Well, it's time to turn that vision into reality with Product Fury. At Product Fury, we specialize in bridging the gap between online innovation and retail giants. In fact, we have secured millions of dollars of royalty deals for dozens of products at big box retail stores. Whether you're selling gadgets, home goods, or anything innovative, we're here to amplify your reach. Don't keep your product confined to the web. Visit www.productfury.ai today to submit your information for a free product evaluation. Let's get your products out of the internet cloud and into customer carts. Remember, that's productfury.ai. Make the leap from clicks to bricks and see your product thrive in the bustling aisles of major retailers. It's your time to shine on the big stage. Visit us now